Welcome to NovaRealEstate.tv. I'm David Harbour, and today we're going to be talking about credit scores, FICO scores, and everything that entails. And we've got an expert here today. We've got Darran Anthony, lender extraordinaire, vice president with SunTrust Mortgage in Northern Virginia. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we're going to talk about the most basic question. What is a credit score? Is that the same as a FICO score? Are they different? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, a credit score, FICO score, they're all the same things. FICO is just one of the models that's used to come up with a credit score. There's 3 different companies with 3 different scores. And all a credit score really is an algorithm to predict future financial hardships for a client. So they're taking all of somebody's credit file with everything they've ever done as far as, borrowing, public records, things like that, and they're putting all into a computer, and the computer's spitting out a score.
So basically, the lower your score, the more it's going to ding you on your credit. The higher you score, the more you get benefited.
Correct. The lower the score, the more likely that the person's going to have financial problems. The higher the score, the less likely.
So if I do have somewhat of a lower score, is that going to affect the type of loan that I take out or the interest rate?
Absolutely. There's legislation right now for FHA, who's never gone by credit scores, to start having a credit score floor, where below that you're not going to be able to get a loan. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac already have a minimum credit score requirement with their loans, and just starting last year in 2009, they started doing what's called risk-based pricing, which has always been there for the larger loans, but risk-based pricing basically means based on how much you're going to put down in your credit score, you're going to be either charged more or charged less than the base rate.
Now, I've got a lot of clients coming to me asking, well, I haven't chosen a lender yet. I'm kind of shopping around, and I hear them say, well, each of them are pulling my credit scores. Does that affect them?
It does. I mean, obviously, inquiries go into your credit score also. The more inquiries you have, the more it's going to lower your credit score. Now, one of the things when somebody's shopping for a larger item like a mortgage, they do allow you to have 3 credit reports pulled within a 30-day to shop, and it only counts as 1 inquiry. But almost always, if you just start with one reputable lender, have them pull your credit score, they'll tell you what your score is, and you can use that score to go around and shop with other lenders instead of having everybody pull it.
Okay. And is there any way, if I am one of those individuals that has a lower credit score, well, I mean, what can I do? You hear a lot of these agencies on TV that pop up in the infomercials. We'll help you. Send us a check, and we'll, improve your credit score. I don't think that that's the way to go. But
yeah, no. I mean, some of those places may be okay. Most of them are probably, just taking your money for things that you can do for yourself. Some of the big things is limit the amount of inquiries. Obviously, pay all of your bills on time. But once something's done, you can't undo it. Making sure that you keep the minimum on your credit cards at about 50% of their maximum is a big one to help your credit scores.
Okay. Now, piggybacking on that, what are some of the other things that I can do? Am I working with my lender, or is there something that I need to approach to try and improve my score?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you get with a reputable lender and you talk about it and he goes over your credit report, because everybody's is totally unique.
Now, you assist people in clearing up issues sometimes.
Absolutely,
right?
every day.
Okay.
And it's not just if people have low credit scores. Sometimes even if people have high credit scores, they want their credit score to be as close to perfect as they can get it. So, they'll do little things. The areas that I see most people make a mistake is there's a lot of financial websites and books out there now telling people to close all their old accounts out. Well, we're starting to see a lot of people that are running into problems with, once they close everything, they have nothing left to rate. So their credit score may have been in the high 700s, now it goes to a 0.
So they shouldn't be closing their accounts.
Well, I mean, there's an optimal number that you want to have. If you have 200 credit cards, it's too many.
Right. You've got bigger issues.
Correct. But if you have 4 to 5 credit cards and you use 1 or 2 of them, that's probably the most beneficial. If you can pay them off every month, that's also beneficial. But you want to try to keep the balance below. You also don't want to have a lender, when they offer you a higher credit limit, you don't want to turn that down, because again, a credit bureau doesn't know your income. It just knows how much available credit that you have, and how much of that you've actually used. So if you use a smaller amount of the outstanding credit, that's seen as a positive to the credit bureaus.
So one tactic might be to call your credit card companies to raise your limit. Not spend more, but actually raise it to reduce the ratio.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, that'll help. Also, a big pay. So the credit bureau doesn't know where you came up with the money, but if you have a bunch of money sitting around and you just haven't paid things off as of yet, if you all of a sudden, a lot of times when somebody sells a house and they go ahead and they pay off all their debts and they go to buy the new house, it's amazing their credit score will jump 70 or 80 points. Because again, it's a computer formula to try to predict financial problems. So if all of a sudden you pay everything off, your probability of having problems just went way down.
There you go. There's 5 minutes about credit scores and FICO scores with Darran Anthony at SunTrust Mortgage. We're going to actually leave some numbers up at the end of this video for you to call if you'd like to address any of your credit issues by calling them directly. Thanks again for watching NovaRealEstate.tv, and watch next week's episode. As you tune in to, you'll find out.